Good morning, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I hope you're all having the start of a good day. Pokemon Direct is just under 10 minutes from now, so I'm just going to let this music play and I guess I'll just warm up my voice a little bit. So, 15-ish minutes, roughly 15 minutes of information for Sword and Shield, so I'm expecting a few things. There's probably going to be some new battle mechanics added in with the usual. It's going to be like the standard turn-based stuff, but I think there'll be at least one new battle mechanic in there, because I've been doing that for the last few generations. Like, you've got the... Most recently you had like the Z moves, and I think like the raid battles we had like 5 Pokemon at once to fight against. So I'm thinking, I'm not sure what they can add on top of that, but yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what gets added and what gets mixed up. There's also that one thing that we saw from the previous trailer where you can sneak up on a Pokemon, like you tiptoe up to the grass or something. I'm not sure if that's something you need to do to encounter Pokemon, or if that's to like find more rare Pokemon. Probably the latter. I'm pretty sure if you run through the grass you'll just find standard Pokemon. Also want to learn about how this game is structured. Is it going to go back to the old 8 gym format? Is it going to be something different like Sun and Moon? Lots of questions I'm hoping get answered today, and of course a release date would be nice as well. Yeah, I decided to add a Sobble in there at the corner. Also, I changed the chat layout again because I wasn't entirely happy with the chat layout from last night. So this one looks a bit better actually. At least now I can actually see the uppercase and lowercase letters properly, and it's just not like all uppercase. I hope you slept well, because I streamed relatively late last night due to the Gato Roboto thing. So, my keyboards, I mentioned I had a mechanical keyboard. I ordered these things called dampeners, or like O-ring dampeners, little things you put inside keys to kind of dampen the clickiness. They arrived today. I installed one under one key just so I could like test it with another key that doesn't have the dampener. It definitely changes the sound for the better, like it doesn't sound as clicky now. I wouldn't be able to demonstrate it on the microphone, no, I don't think it's loud enough to basically... I don't think the microphone could pick up the subtlety of the difference, but it should be less clicky overall, which is great. So I think once I'm done streaming this, and I'm done talking about it, I think I'll probably install all the other dampener rings under all the keys. If you're wondering which key I installed it under the P key. Don't ask why, I just picked that one for some reason. And I was just comparing P to O because they're next to each other. Yeah, there'll be some new Pokemon. I think they'll show the legendaries for this series. Because I'm pretty sure when they first showed Sun and Moon, they showed the legendaries then, so I'm pretty sure we'll get to see them. I wonder if there'll be Galar specific forms, kind of like the Alolan forms. Because that would be cool. I'd like to see some Galar forms of like Pokemon that I like. I mean, I know we had Alolan Raichu, but can we have a Galarian Raichu? That'd be cool. I don't know what else. Trying to think of Pokemon that I like. Wigglytuff, that'd be cool. Azumarill, stuff like that. Wouldn't begin to understand how they could design them to sort of work with the Galar theme. But I guess we'll see eventually. I do have the stream up and running. I'm just waiting for the song to finish before we swap over to the main view thing. But yeah, the song's almost over. I think, what, 1 minute left? Or just under a minute. Can you tell I like this song? It's from A Hat in Time. Part of the Yakuza Metro DLC soundtrack. Best song and soundtrack. I I think it's just called manholes. I said this last night, but I'm gonna say it again. I'm glad that they're like doing a standalone direct for Pokemon just before E3, because that means Nintendo themselves can focus on other things during their E3 directs. So I think that works, that they do it like that. I hope that's something they do in the future as well. Like, make sure there's like a standalone Pokemon direct a little bit before E3, and then do the E3 stuff where you can focus on everything else. Because Pokemon is such a big thing of itself that I think it kind of deserves its own spotlight, and then everything else can get a little bit of a spotlight to itself. Right, okay, that's the end of the song. Right, here we go. So, let me know if the chat looks okay up there. I think it looks fine, actually. Might have to add a bit of transparency to the window, but I can maybe do that later. It's not obscuring it too much. So let's see, we are just under just over 2 minutes actually away from this to start. It's about coming up to 2:58. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing what gets announced here. I've got my DualShock on standby in case I need to change the quality of the stream. Because sometimes, like, I'm using the PS4, the YouTube application, to like stream this. That way, it's using a separate internet from my stream. Long story, it's just a weird setup I've got. But yeah, basically, if it starts to chug or anything, I can change the quality because it's on the YouTube live stream. Right now it's at 720p, which should be fine. Because again, it's not using the same internet connection as my live streaming. So in theory, in practice, well, in theory it should work, but in practice sometimes it just doesn't want to behave. So yeah, I guess we'll find out in a moment. That's the worst thing, especially during E3 season, when it's like you're trying to watch a conference while live streaming it and then just everything goes to shit. One minute left. Almost there. Trying to think of what else they could talk about. They might talk about the villain team that is going to be in this game, which I'm not sure what that could be themed around. Probably some other cool stuff that they're going to show off as well, like some side, maybe like mini games or something, or like a new idea that's like thrown into the mix besides like the mechanics. Just waiting for this to start. It's almost time. About 20 seconds now. Again, I've got my DualShock ready in case it starts to misbehave. 10 seconds. I'm not going to be playing a game after this. I think I'm going to wait until later tonight to stream a game if I'm up for it. But I will spend maybe like 10 minutes after the direct to kind of discuss what we saw in case there was anything cool that's worth talking about. Right, that's now passed. Right, here we go.
Welcome to Pokemon Direct. I'm Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. Today, I would like to provide the latest news about the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield games. To begin, please take a look at this video.
New trailer. Can't wait to get copyright claimed for this. Pokemon Company. Is that your rival? Yeah, I think that might be your rival after you pick your Pokemon. You know, it's kind of weird having a Pokemon game that takes place... Oh, those lyrics. Okay, well I'm definitely going to get copyright claimed for that. It's kind of weird, but also kind of cool that there's a Pokemon game that takes place in like a fictional UK, for all intents and purposes. A little bit of buffering on the YouTube side. Yeah, not sure why it's doing that. That's not the stream, that's the YouTube application that's doing that. I can see it on my end as well. It looks good though. Oh yeah, it's much more open than the previous games, that's cool. At least there's bigger open areas. You can whistle for Pokemon in the wilds. There's my boy Raichu. Best Pokemon. Whoa. What the fuck? Whoa, what the fuck? Oh shit. Why did I press that? I tried to move the controller and I accidentally pressed the pause. Okay, that's cool though. Oh, I guess we get to see that again. I accidentally pressed rewind on the trigger, I guess. Okay, so I guess there's our new fighting mechanic. We've got fucking Kaiju Pokemon. And here's the return of the gyms, I think. Wait, is that a gym or is that a soccer field? It looks like soccer. Oh no, it's a gym. Right, okay. Oh, I see. Right, okay. So, Kaiju Pokemon and these ones. There's a new Pokemon, I think. This is, I kind of like this idea. I hope that accidental pause in the middle kind of prevented the copyright claim, but probably not.
Hi, I'm Omori from Game Freak.
What did you think of the video? Today, we would like to deliver the latest news on Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield to all of you around the world, right here from Game Freak's offices where development is underway. You can take on the role of the main character, who resides in the Galar region. After choosing Grookey, Scorbunny, or Sobble as your first partner Pokemon, you will embark on an adventure to become the champion. Your journey will take you through vast and lush grasslands, towns in which you will find humans and Pokemon working together, and many other locations filled with rich personality.
Pokemon battles are the most popular form of entertainment in the Galar region. Stadiums across the Galar region are frequently filled with cheering crowds that have gathered to witness battles between gym leaders and challengers. The excitement of these battles is often broadcast on television in the Galar region as well. The most exciting part of visiting a new region is, of course, encountering Pokemon that you've never seen before. To tell you more about some of the Pokemon that reside in the Galar region, I'd like to hand it over to James, the art director on these games.
I wonder what the Generation 8 equivalent of Pikachu is going to look like, because you know there's like a Pikachu looking one every generation.
I'm James Turner from Game Freak. I worked as the art director for these games. There are a lot of never-before-seen Pokemon that await you in the Galar region, but allow me to introduce you to just a few of them. The first Pokemon I'd like to show you is Wooloo. This Pokemon's defining characteristic is its fluffy fur, which is treasured by weavers in a town in the Galar region, who use it to craft popular specialty goods.
I'm guessing that's a normal
This
type
Pokemon
then.
here is Gossifleur, the flowering Pokemon. Gossifleur favors places with clean air and water, and its pollen is said to have healing properties. This next Pokemon is called Dreadnought, the bite Pokemon.
Looks like a
The
water and
sharp
rock type.
and jagged edges of its jaw allow it to bite off chunks of rock and iron. Its
It might just
vicious
be a rock
nature
type,
makes
actually.
it a difficult Pokemon to tame for all but the most experienced trainers. This Pokemon that can be seen flying steadily through the sky is
That
called
one was cool. I like that.
Corviknight. It puts its skills to use when working as a flying taxi, which will take the player back to any town he or she has previously visited. As many of you already know, some Pokemon can evolve, changing their appearance and becoming stronger in the process.
I like how the camera pans out to show you the other Pokemon that you just shown off.
Gossifleur
It's a nice little
is
touch.
one of these Pokemon. When Gossifleur evolves,
Oh yeah, we
it
saw that.
becomes Eldegoss.
I thought he was about to say Elder God.
As you can see, there are now small seeds scattered across its fuzzy head.
I mean, I guess when it becomes a
These
kaiju, it is
seeds
an
are
Elder
said
God.
to promote growth in plants and can revitalize both people and Pokemon. That's all I can show you this time. There are lots more Pokemon living in the Galar region for you to discover. Of course, you can look forward to finding many Pokemon you're already familiar with.
Oh, nice
I hope
actor.
you're as excited as we
Those are
are
cool.
to encounter the amazing variety of Pokemon that inhabit the Galar region.
I'm sure they're going to show the legendaries before the end of this.
Meeting lots of Pokemon is one of the thrills of the adventure. And where you will find the widest variety of Pokemon out of anywhere in the Galar region is in a place called the Wild Area.
So is this like the
This
wide open
wild
part?
area stretches between cities and is filled with abundant nature as far as the eye can see. Different Pokemon can appear depending on where you are and what the weather is like, meaning there will be new discoveries for you each day. Some of you may already have noticed, but while adventuring through this area, you have control over the camera, allowing you to better search for items and Pokemon. Search far and wide in the tall grass, in the skies above, and even in the lakes, for you never know what you might find. In certain locations in the Galar region, a new phenomenon can be triggered that makes a Pokemon giant in size and gives it incredible strength. This phenomenon is called Dynamaxing. Dynamaxing opens up new possibilities in the heated battles performed by trainers and their Pokemon. For more details, I would like to turn it over to Iwao, the planning director for the games.
Dynamaxing, what an interesting name.
Hi, I'm Iwao from Game Freak and the planning director for Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Let me tell you more about the new Dynamax feature, which will surely bring about all new strategies to Pokemon battles. Pokemon from the Galar region can Dynamax to not only become massive in size, but also boost their power.
That just looks ridiculous. I can only imagine what that would look like in the anime equivalent
All the
of
moves
this.
they know turn into powerful max moves. Dynamaxing can be used once per battle. However, the Pokemon will revert to normal after 3 turns.
Oh, I see.
So, you need to choose wisely when to trigger it. Mastering Dynamax will be key to becoming a full-fledged Pokemon trainer in these games. Remember that wild area we told you about? If you connect to other players, you'll find more ways to play there. One of these new multiplayer features is called Max Raid Battles, in which 4 Pokemon trainers can join forces to challenge wild Dynamax Pokemon. In Max Raid Battles, the wild Dynamax Pokemon keeps its giant form for the entire battle. Not only that, it also has special powers that make it an extremely formidable opponent. Only one of these 4 players who have teamed up for the Max Raid battle will be able to Dynamax their Pokemon in each battle. So coordinating with your team will be crucial when taking on these powerful wild
Nice.
Pokemon.
Max beware.
If you and your allies manage to emerge victorious, you will get a chance to capture the Pokemon in a truly dynamic catch sequence.
I like how it gave you the option to
The
not
Pokemon
catch
that
it.
you
Like,
can take on in
why?
Max Raid battles also vary depending on where you are in the wild area and the state of the weather. Among these different Pokemon are some that can only be caught after you defeat them in Max Raid battles, so we hope trainers will join forces and test their skills against a variety of Pokemon.
Max Raid Battles feature strategic cooperative 4-player gameplay against a single Pokemon, which is a first for the main series of Pokemon games. It's going to be a ton of fun to use your Nintendo Switch system's local wireless functionality to tackle these battles with friends in person and experience the excitement together. You can also connect with other players over the internet to enjoy playing with other trainers from all around the globe. So I hope you'll try Max Raid battles with all sorts of other players.
Right, that's cool. You can do Max Raid online. It was weird how they didn't say that at first. Like, they said, oh, you need additional accessories like controllers, but
Next,
yeah.
I would like to introduce some of the people you'll encounter on your adventure.
Guess we'll get to see the rival then.
This guy is the greatest trainer in the Galar region, and also the current champion. His name is Leon. In a region where Pokemon battles are so widely enjoyed, his undefeated record in official matches is all the more incredible. His popularity is only enhanced by his shining personality, winning him the adoration of trainers across the region. It's no exaggeration to say that he is the most prominent trainer in all of Galar.
So yeah, Charizard seems to be
The
his go-to.
champion has a younger brother, who also happens to be one of your rivals. His name is Hop.
Yeah, that's the rival.
Hop dreams to one day become champion just like his elder brother, and he trains vigorously every day towards this goal. His journey through the Galar region begins on the same day as yours.
Sorry about that.
On your journey, you and Hop will receive a great deal of support from these two characters. Professor Magnolia is the professor of the Galar region and specializes in researching the Dynamax phenomenon. Sonia is her granddaughter and also serves as her assistant. Their abundant wisdom and sound advice will surely come in handy throughout your adventure. Next, I would like to talk about the Pokemon gyms in the Galar region. You and your rival will need to take on the Pokemon gyms throughout the region in order to achieve your goal of becoming champion. These gym stadiums are constructed in very special locations that allow for Pokemon to be Dynamaxed. The gym leaders also have extremely powerful Dynamax Pokemon on their teams, so you will need to counter them with some of your own. Battles between two Dynamax Pokemon are explosive and will cause the energy and excitement in the stadium to reach its peak. Let me introduce one of the gym leaders to you. This is the Grass-type expert, Milo. This gym leader is all about enjoying battles alongside his trustworthy Pokemon, and you will have to overcome his tenacious fighting style to continue your journey.
I'm assuming he's the first gym leader.
Look forward to facing many more heated battles against gym leaders over the course of your adventure.
We've shown off quite a bit today, but I have one more video I would like you to see.
Right, so it's
Please take a look.
Probably the legendaries, or maybe like the villain team that they're going to show off now. Most likely the legendaries. Yeah, here we go. That's the shield equivalent. And there's the sword. I'm gonna turn that volume down a little bit so I can talk over it. Kinda like the designs, they look alright. The shield one just looks silly, but I like the sword one. Cue the fan art. Yeah, you know people are gonna be drawing this in like 5 minutes.
The two Pokemon you saw in the video just now are in fact legendary Pokemon of the Galar region, called Zacian and Zamazenta. Look forward to discovering for yourself just what role Zacian and Zamazenta will play in the story.
I hope you enjoyed today's Pokemon Direct. Of course, what we revealed today is just a small part of what you will find in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. There are many more Pokemon and interesting characters for you to discover in the Galar region.
We're putting everything we've got here at Game Freak into making Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield a game that everyone around the world will enjoy.
Please look forward to it!
thanks to all of our guests from Game Freak. Finally, I would like to announce the release date.
Oh, here we go.
Pokemon Sword and
Nice.
Pokemon Shield will be available on November 15th, 2019 as a global simultaneous release.
Can't wait for it.
And starting today, you can pre-order a special double pack. Stay tuned for more information. I hope you will look forward to your new Pokemon adventure in the Galar region.
Don't know why I would
Thank
want to
you
buy a
for
double
watching.
pack unless you know another person you could share it with, but yeah. Okay, well that's cool. I'm gonna wait till this like live stream of their like direct end so I could like look back at the video so that I can talk about a couple things that we saw. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm gonna turn this off now since I was using the PS4 to watch that. So yeah, November 15th is when this is coming out. Pretty good. Let me just see if I can get this on my browser so that I can talk about what we saw. Hi, Gray. Hang on a second. See, I'm waiting for like the actual. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to show up. I'm trying to wait for the live stream itself to end so that I can like scan back through the video again and talk about it. Because sometimes if I try to do that while the live stream is still live, then it like cuts off the entire thing, which is annoying. Let me get rid of this as well, since we don't need that anymore. I'm going to try to do this in a second as soon as it lets me. You know what, let's just go back to the live thing itself. Just a second while I scan back to the start of this, I guess. Oh, now it ended, of course it did. Right, okay, so let's talk about what we saw. I'm just going to bring this up in a second so that we can talk about the various things that we saw throughout this. I'm not going to spend too long on this, maybe like 5-10 minutes, just to pick out, basically cherry pick out the more interesting stuff that we saw. Let me just look for my browser on OBS, because my OBS has got a million stuff on it and I need to find where this browser is. Bear with me. Not the most organised person, if you couldn't tell. Where is it? Oh wait, here it is. I think. Is this the one? Yeah, here it is. Right, okay. For some reason it's cut out a little bit. Did I do that on purpose, or... Hang on a second. Don't know why that part's cut out and that part's cut out, but there we go. Right, so yeah, let's talk about this real quick. We'll go over some of the points and whatnot. I'm gonna mute this so that we can skim through it super fast. So yeah, they show the trailer. It looks pretty good. And of course I guessed that right, that was the rival that you fight at the start as soon as you pick your starter Pokemon. So he's like the son of the champion, I guess. The champion being Leon. What was his name again? The one that you're fighting is the rival, is it Hop? H-O-P? Good name. So yeah, I do notice that there is a mechanic that they didn't really explain, the part where you can like sneak up on him, which I'm guessing... See, I don't know if that's mandatory or if that's just to get stronger Pokemon, I'm not entirely sure. They didn't really... I'm pretty sure during the treehouse they'll explain that mechanic better. But I'm guessing that that's just like one way to get better Pokemon. Kind of like how in Pokemon Black and White, if you look for rustling grass, you can get like better Pokemon. See, some new Pokemon, some new locations, there's like an ice area, which I'm just going to go back real quick to see that. Yeah, we haven't seen this part before, this is a new location. One of the various trainers you'll be fighting, they'll Sock, one of my favourites from Black and White. I like the crow character, whatever it was called. This one, I don't know if this is like a common bird type, or if this is like one you get later on. But I might have that in my team at some point, that one looks cool. I love cute looking Pokemon, but I also love badass looking Pokemon as well, and that's like a badass one. And there's the wild area. So this is, when I looked at the original trailer, I think a lot of people thought this was going to be a more open-ended looking Pokemon game, and in some places it was, but it's not 100% open. But it does have like wide open areas at the very least if you want to catch Pokemon. So I guess that's a nice compromise if you want to like focus on searching around for the Pokemon you want. I mean, you've got Gyarados there, you've got a lot of good Pokemon that you can like just find, and apparently they change every day, so it's not like it's going to be the same set of Pokemon. So that's going to be interesting if it's going to be like, depending on the day of the calendar, it'll give you different Pokemon. That'll be a cool idea. And then here we go, the Dynamax raids, this is the new thing. I didn't even question the giant Gyarados, I just assumed this was like a story portion, but it's not really story related. At least the Dynamax raid is not. But yeah, this was the part that completely caught me off guard. It was like, yeah, you got a giant Gyarados? Yeah, well, I'll see you that and raise you a fucking gigantic Raichu, how about that? It just looks, I love that. I mean, if you're going to show off the Dynamax mechanic, you might as well show it off with my favourite Pokemon, so that's an automatic win for me. Automatic win in my book. I'm glad that the Dynamax battles can be done online, because I don't really have anyone who has a Switch that I can play with, so I should be able to try that out with you guys if you want to do that with me at some point when I get the game. And then of course the Dynamax thing carries over into the gyms of this game, so we only saw one gym leader. But I think if you look at the trailer, the first trailer from like a few months ago, you can see some other gyms, at least one other gym in the background. So it's going back to the standard, I think, 8 gyms, and then like the what do you call it, the Victory Road, and like the finale, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with them going back to that format. I liked how Sun and Moon handled the game structure, but it's like, just, I'm fine with them doing with what works. As long as they shake up everything in between, that's okay. So yeah, a little bit of look of the game there. Just gonna fast forward a little bit. Yeah, we get to see some new Pokemon. I don't know if you noticed, but when he was talking about the Pokemon here, the camera pans out after he shows some of the new Pokemon besides the ones we already know of, which is kind of fun. So yeah, we get like a sheep, I think. Wooloo, I think it was called. Yeah, this thing. It just looks like a normal type. I think I prefer the sheep that's in Generation... what is it? Generation 2? Flaffy or something like that? I think I prefer that one better, because that's electric type as well. There's one of the grass types. And then this one is... I thought it was like a part rock, part water, because it was like turquoise blue. Like you see how it's like kind of bluish around this part. But I think it's just a straight up rock type. So Mareep, oh yeah, Flaffy's the middle one, the middle evolution. And then you get Ampharos, which is not a sheep, but that's what it comes from. So yeah, some cool stuff here. This one looks like a pretty strong rock type. And then, of course, this is the one that of the new Pokemon they've shown off, besides the legendaries, I think this is my favourite one. Corviknight. I'll probably capture this one and put it in my team at some point. I mean, if they're showing it off this early, this might be like a common bird, kind of like the Pidgeys, which is kind of cool that a common bird actually looks pretty fucking badass, because usually you don't see like the really cool looking flying Pokemon till later in the game. So I'll probably capture one of them fairly early on then, if that's the case. It'll probably be something you can find before the first gym, or like soon afterward. And then you see this flower thing evolve into this Elder. Elder. I keep thinking it's saying Elder God, but yeah, it's Eldegoss. I've been playing too much Mortal Kombat 11. So yeah, that's the lineup of like new Pokemon they show off, and then here is the wild area, I think. I think, like I said, this is kind of a nice compromise. Instead of being like a fully open Pokemon game, they have like fully open areas for the purposes of capturing Pokemon. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them doing it like this, because it kind of splits up the gameplay between two distinct parts, I guess, because you've got the main focus of the game, which is going through the cities, getting to other places, doing the gym battles, progressing with the story. And then you've got this part where you can just forget all of the story for a moment and just like go around and look for good Pokemon without the mundane, without the aspect of like being bogged down by random trainer battles and shit in between them. So yeah, I think that's kind of a good way to do that. I would have preferred a Pokemon game that was fully open world, but this is as close as we're going to get to that for this generation, so I think I'm okay with that. Maybe next generation they can think about doing something even more open world for the whole game, but until then, I'm fine with how they did it here. And then they talk about the Max, what was it called? Max something? I forgot the name of it. Dynamax? Yeah. The only thing about Dynamax that bothers me is that it only lasts for like 3 turns apparently. So you have to basically pick the time that is best to like use it, but I think see, I don't they didn't explain if you could like use the Dynamax again for your other teammates, because with the gym battles it sounds like you might be able to. Because if the gym leader has like a Dynamax Pokemon that supposedly doesn't have a limit on it, then you might be encouraged to use Dynamax on more than one of your Pokemon in case you don't have enough time to take theirs down. That might be what they're doing, I'm not entirely sure. He said once per battle. Right, okay, thanks for that clarification. I didn't hear that. But yeah. I'm assuming that their Pokemon is always going to be Dynamaxed because that'll probably be their final Pokemon in their lineup. So it's like you fight 3 Pokemon and then the third one will be just perma Dynamaxed. But you have the 3 Dynamax limit so that you can kinda counter it, but you don't have much time to counter with. Also, I think this is another gym actually, this isn't the grass gym. Yeah, this is a different gym, this is like water type I think. I didn't even realise that until just now because we're fighting a Gyarados and it's like a blue gym. So this will probably be like the second or third gym, I guess. Somewhere in the first half of the game, most likely. Oh yeah, I don't know if you noticed that detail back there. Let me rewind it to the specific spot. You can see that building in the distance and it's got like a big crown on it. That's kind of a cool design. I like that. And this is where you can do the Dynamax raiding. I'm gonna skip most of this. We already learned what we can about this. It's an interesting concept for multiplayer. Like usually with multiplayer it's like versus with people. This one it's more cooperative, which I'm more open for. Like I like the idea of like doing a little cooperative thing. You're already seeing fan art on Twitter, really? That was quick. I'm pretty sure there will be fan art of the new characters by now, at least for the new legendaries, which we're approaching that. Yeah, there's the champion Leon. He's got a Charizard, so that's probably like his ace in the hole, like his final Pokemon when you fight him. And then Hop. So yeah, I'm guessing this is the new Pokédex that you're holding. So I wonder, like we only get to see the side of it. I do wonder what it looks like from the front. It looks like it's got a little Thunderbolt on the top. So it might be, what would he call that thing? That thing that like takes over electronics. I forgot the name of it. They did it in Sun and Moon. It might be like one of those sentient Pokédexes. Oh yeah, as I can see the eyes on it. What's that Pokemon called again, if anyone can remind me, because I forgot. But yeah, I think I don't know if that's your Pokédex or if that's your cell phone. Rotom, yeah, that's the one. I think that might be your cell phone, but your Pokédex might also be a Rotom as well. And then there's the new professor. Magnolia, is that a... I've noticed that a lot of professors are named after like trees or seeds. Is that a tree or a seed? Magnolia? Or is that a new thing? I don't know what Magnolia is. I could look it up, I guess. Define Magnolia. A tree or shrub with a large, typically creamy pink or white waxy flowers. Okay, so that's what... Basically a tree with blooms on it. That's what a magnolia is. I've never heard of that word before. And then Sonia, which I'm guessing is another tree type. And then the gym battle, which they explain, which I already went over. I did notice that when you're like in Dynamax form, your attacks are like much more visually intense looking, which is kind of cool. Like they really tried to sell it that it's like a gigantic kaiju battle. And then of course we get to see the new Pokemon, the legendaries. I forgot what they're called. They began with like Z, I think, or S, something like that. But yeah, the sword one. Hang on a sec. Whoops, accidentally full screen there. The sword one looks cool, but the shield one looks really fucking dumb. Just because of how it's just like covering its entire front body. I mean, I guess it makes sense aesthetically, but it still looks kind of silly to me. But yeah, this one looks neat. I'm surprised they didn't show off the villain team, actually. They might talk about that in the coming months, I guess. Because I do want to know who the villains are in this series, because it looks interesting. Like, the whole thing so far has been looking pretty good. So their names are Zacian and Zamazenta, I think that one is. So yeah, they both begin with Z. But yeah, probably in a couple months they'll talk about the villain team and what they're all about. If I had to pick my favourite... Oh, I keep pressing the wrong keys because I'm using a new keyboard. If I had to pick my top 3 villain teams of like Pokemon, Team Rocket, kind of biased, would be my favourite. Second place would be the fuck, I forgot the names. Team Galactic or Team... not Galactic. What's the ones from Black and White? I've got a terrible memory. Wait, is it Galactic or is that Generation 4? But yeah, the ones from Black and White, number 2, and then Team Skull, number 3. Like, that's my top 3 villain teams. Plasma, sorry, it's Plasma. I just remembered because of... wait for it. If I can find it. I remembered Plasma because I have this on my soundboard, which I was using during my Black and White streams, so yeah, it's Team Plasma. I think Galactic is Generation 4. I've never played Generation 4, but I've heard the like theme song from like Smash. So yeah, that's the whole thing. Overall, it was alright. I'm just going to turn this off now. I mean, I'm glad they like spent the time to show off the game and like some of the features and whatnot before E3. So we'll probably learn more about like the intricacies of the gameplay and like some of the mechanics they didn't really go over in detail during the Nintendo Treehouse, which is happening about a week from now, I think. The 11th, I think, is when they're going to be doing that. So yeah, that's about a week from now, just under a week. Yeah, a week yesterday, so 6 days. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else they're going to talk about. I don't think it'll be in the Direct itself, but there will be a Treehouse spot for it, most likely. Because they always show a new Pokemon game during, like, whenever they have a new Pokemon game, they'll show that during the Treehouse Live. So I don't know if I'll stream that, but I'll watch it at the very least, and I'll talk about it at some point. That Generation 4 remake will happen in Generation 8. It might happen. I kind of wish they could just skip over, like, again, biased on my part, but I wish they could just skip Generation 4 and just remake Black and White. Even though I streamed Black and White again recently, I'd happily take a remake of that. It's hard to say at this point. I have a feeling that they could scrap the remakes in favour of continuing Let's Go. Yeah, I've been thinking that as well, actually. They could do another Let's Go and do Generation 2, which I'd also be fine with, because Generation 2 is like one of my favourite generations. I mean, Heart Gold is probably my all-time favourite Pokemon game out of all of the Pokemon games, even more so than Black and White, because that game, to me, kind of feels like the perfect Pokemon game. Like, it's got everything you want in it, and then some. So yeah, if they want to do like a Let's Go for Generation 2, I'd be down for that. Maybe they'll end up doing that, who knows. Maybe add in some mechanics from this game, like the Dynamaxing and whatnot. But for the most part, it would just be a remake of Generation 2, and I think I'd be okay with that. You're currently doing a Generation 2 Nuzlocke right now? Yeah, I don't think I could ever do a Nuzlocke. I don't think I've got the patience for that sort of thing. Not sure if that's something for me, but that's kind of cool that you're doing that. So I'm trying to think, is there anything else worth talking about? I think I've pretty much covered everything, really. Like, we've learned all that we can learn from this. And yeah, I think we'll learn more in about a week when they do the Nintendo Treehouse Live and talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield then. I find it interesting they're doing like a 2-in-1 pack for people, I guess, who really want to collect them all, I guess. Or if you're looking to buy like 2 copies of the game and you're wanting to give a copy to a friend, that's kind of a neat idea, but I probably won't bother with that. I'm just going to buy Sword for myself. Unless they do it at like a good discounted price, I might be able to like... I'm not sure actually. If Deej, like my friend Deej, if he wants a copy of a Shield, I guess we could do that, but I don't know if he wants Shield. I think we both want Sword. So I guess we're just going to buy Sword then instead. So yeah, I think I'm done talking about this. We will talk more about this during the E3 season when they start showing shit, including Pokemon. So I'm looking forward to next week.